Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Tuesday, March 21st. And we've got a roller coaster ride. We're going to have some very chilly air move in here later this afternoon with the cold front that'll pass through. And the next couple of nights we could get down into the teens. In fact, tomorrow night we could see temperatures down around 10 above zero, so very cold. But then we'll turn into some spring-like weather with showers, maybe some locally heavy rain, thunderstorms. Temperatures in southern lower Michigan could get up near 60 late this on Friday into Saturday. And again, we could see locally over an inch of rain from this next system that'll move in for Friday, Saturday, and linger into Sunday. So a very wet system coming up. And again, some of the storms right now, we don't think they're going to be severe, but we'll have to keep an eye on it, especially if that warm front makes it a little bit farther north than what is expected. If we look at the normals of the day, our normal high is 43, the normal low is 24. And you can see back on this date in 2012, 87.2, and you have to go into about the 19th or 20th of April to find a temperature warmer than 87.2 degrees here in our database. So basically the warmest for so early in the year doesn't get beat until the third week of April. So very tremendously warm period we had back in 2012. And here are some of the records. Many of these were all-time March record highs. You can see 87 degrees all the way up to Alpena. Saginaw 87 degrees, Traverse City 87 degrees, and you can see even like Sault Ste. Marie 83 degrees as well. So just a tremendously warm day. And look at all these people on the beach on this date back in 2012. This is from March 21st, and so just amazing stretch of weather that we had back then. If we look at the warmest and coldest temperatures across the lower 48 for Monday, 98 degrees at Childress and Dozer, Texas. And the cold spot, 4 below zero at Saranac Lake, New York. If we look at temperatures around the MAC area yesterday, you can see pretty mild out there. Temperatures in low to mid 50s. A little cooler as you get towards the eastern part of the state with a little bit of influence off some of the Great Lakes, as we had a little bit of a southeasterly component to that. And again, the warmest temperatures across the western part of the state, 56 degrees, 56.9 degrees actually in Newaygo. And the cold spot over in St. Thomas, negative 1.3 Celsius. And you can see we're about 3 degrees below normal so far for the month of March. If we look at the conditions around the area this morning, you can see temperatures mainly in the mid 30s. And you can see where there's dense fog advisories out this morning, so be careful. There's fog outside of this dense fog area. So again, locally you could run into some very dense fog. This should burn off rather quickly, though, as we see our winds increase. In fact, this afternoon, we could see winds gusting around 30, 35 miles per hour, so it'll be a breezy day as well, as we see our temperatures warm up into the 40s, but then they'll fall during the afternoon as that front moves through. And again, the only precipitation you can see on the radar is off here into Parsons of Ohio, moving into New York and Pennsylvania. Again, not a whole lot going on across the Great Lakes, but that'll change here later on this week. You can see on the satellite that storm system moved through. We're now into the colder portion. The cold air advection will be coming through, especially once this system here moves through this afternoon. A lot of dry air in place, so I don't expect any precipitation. If we did see anything, it'd be very, very light. But again, it'll bring some cold air into the area the next few days, with highs only in the 30s and 40s, and the lows down into the teens, and maybe even down around 10 above zero here for tomorrow night. And then we can see the big storm off the west coast as it begins to move across the western portions of the U.S. It'll dig a trough out there. That'll pump the ridge, and then that warm, moist air will come right out of the Gulf as we get towards Friday into Saturday. So a lot of rainfall expected. You can see on the weather map this morning the system that'll bring some of the colder air, cold front now just starting to slide in. So temperatures in the 40s here for late this morning into the early afternoon will fall late this afternoon into the low 40s, maybe even into the 30s. And if we look at the forecast map for tomorrow, you can see high pressure in control, and with that high pressure right overhead, we expect nighttime lows with some calmer winds and clear skies are going to really fall. It's a good thing we didn't have snow cover. We'd probably make a run down to 0 degrees or below. If we look at the forecast map for Thursday, you can see our storm beginning to gather strength as it moves towards the Great Lakes. Warm front will lift up into the area and bring lots of moisture this way. So it looks like a pretty rainy, stormy Friday into Saturday as it looks right now. That could linger into Sunday as well. And we could even see a mix of precipitation on the back end of the system, with something we'll certainly keep an eye on as well. As far as a day 3 potential for severe storms, again, just a marginal risk out west. Don't be surprised to see if that increases at least to a slight risk as we get into the later on the day on Friday as we get closer. I expect some of this area that's marginal will move off to the northeast and become at least a slight risk. And I think across portions of the Tennessee and Ohio Valley, there could be some pretty good severe weather activities we'll get into Friday and Saturday. If we look at the forecasted precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see much of the Great Lakes. We're going to get well over an inch of rain, maybe an inch and a half of rain, and over the next 10 days, looks like with another system, we could see many locations across central and northern Michigan pick up in excess of 2 inches here over the next 10 days. And as far as the forecasted temperatures for Friday, you can see the temperatures are going to try to sneak well into the 60s, maybe close to 70 degrees across southeast lower Michigan. So I think we'll see moderate to possibly heavy chilly rains across central and northern Michigan, with more in the way of scattered activity across the south, but some of those storms could be on the strong side. We'll keep an eye on that. And as we get into Saturday, you can see more chilly, cold rain, maybe in a mix as you get farther north into lower Michigan, and still some morning thunderstorms and maybe even into the midday hour. And then we'll see those temperatures fall later on Saturday. But again, it could be another very warm day across the southern part of the state. So a pretty active weather pattern coming up here over the next few days. As far as the weather watch this morning, no, not a lot going on. We got our dense fog area across southeast lower Michigan into eastern Indiana and much of north and northwest Ohio, and well off to the west, some winter weather advisories. That's about it. But again, we should see this map pick up a little bit here, especially as we get into late this week into the weekend. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.